Love that. Elsewhere around the league, the Brooklyn Nets with a statement game, if you will.
What?
Remember, this was 1 versus 2. Brooklyn was 2 on the road at 1. And they win big time, 138 to 112. You can see the box score right there. KD with 27. James Harden, 25 points, 16 assists for another double-double. He stopped to talk after the game. Let's listen.
James, 16 assists, 25 points. Obviously, this was a big game, probably your guys' biggest win of the season. What was the mindset for you guys coming into this game?
Man, after a terrible loss, in these last, I say 10 games, we've been up and down, so we wanted to come out against a really good team who's been playing very, very good basketball and execute and play really good on both ends of the ball. And I think we did that. It just feels good, man, to basically have our whole team, other than Joe, out there on the court. We haven't really had that in the last 2 years. So the faster and the quicker way we can get Kai to be able to play home games, the better we'll look as a unit.
Talk to me about the zone you get into offensively in that pick and roll action where you're making the right decision, looking over here, acting crazy time and time again.
Man, it's just being aggressive, and we got our floor spacing is key. When we got our floor spacing and guys in the right positions, and we got our bigs rolling to the basket, it's just aggressive mindset at that point. So, for me, just making the right play, whether it's to be aggressive, find the bigs or find our shooters, and we did a really good job of that tonight, the entire game.
Mark and I were talking about this, James, during the game, that in the starting lineup, you got 3 of the biggest names in basketball, and then you have 2 guys that probably most people have never even heard of before, starting in Kessler Edwards and Day'Ron Sharp, but they both contributed. What did you like from what you saw from those guys tonight, how they impacted the game?
Their energy. Me, KD, Kai, we play at our own pace, but those young guys, man, both rookies, bring a different energy to the game, and the energy that we need, especially on the defensive end. And they did an unbelievable job just throwing it in a fire, basically. But we've been in and out of different lineups for the entire season, so we're trying to find the right mixture group that can get it going. And tonight was a good start, so hopefully we can keep that up.
Talk to me about the difference that having Kyrie Irving in your lineup makes.
Man, you're talking about one of a talent type of guy, man, who changed the whole dynamic of the game. Obviously you got to worry about him. He's capable of going for 40, 50 a night, so. He just brings a different dynamic to the team. Like I said, and the quicker we can get him on the court, every single game, the faster our team will be. We'll all be more comfortable. I think we only played 20-some games together total, if that. So the quicker we can get him on the court and be consistent with our roster and our lineup, sky's the limit for us.
Great win, James. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Too late.
Nothing you can do.
Too late, too little.
About that. So, as promised, I want to talk about what we heard James Harden say post-game. To my count, he said 3 times, the quicker and faster we can get Kyrie back for home games. What do you take away from that, Coach?
They're sending a message. They need him. Look, and Smith and I have been saying this. If you let him play at some point on the road, at some point when they come home and have a homestand and you're losing, and you see how great we are on the road together, that camaraderie, we're having fun, it's basketball again, we're not grinding, and then all of a sudden you got to go away when we get home. At home now, that's where you protect. At some point, he's got to make a decision. If they don't change the laws in New York, which I don't see them change them anytime soon with this variant, then he's going to have to make a decision because, Smith, he's having too much fun with his guys and around this team. So now all of a sudden they go home and now not be with them.
My question is, Sam, and you're totally right. By James Harden saying it 3 times, I just want to ask James, how? How are we going to get Kyrie back? And we're not forcing anything, but we're just saying if we know there's one reason unless New York are changing their laws, and I haven't heard that like Sam said. So it sounds like they're asking or they have something they're talking about.
Positive peer pressure.
Yes.
Positive peer pressure.
Kevin Durant, I read something that he said I would never go to Kyrie and say, take the vaccine. That's his personal decision. But I wouldn't be opposed to him taking it also.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask him to. I'm not going to put pressure on him. He's my friend. He's my teammate. That's a personal decision. But I want you to.
And also,
we need you to.
You see how much fun they're having. We showed you the clip. They're laughing and joking and winning by lots of points.
They haven't beat a top team in the East or West.
Like 9 trips.
Until the night. They were 0-8. Let that resonate. And then they beat the best team in the East on their floor. They drilled them.
They beat them bad.
bad. They could have scored 160 points. KD didn't even play hard in the fourth quarter. They could have hung 160
and
tonight.
Kyrie didn't have a Kyrie game.
No, he was bad.
You know.
They could have hung 160 tonight. Easy.
It is going to be very interesting to see what happens with the Brooklyn Nets. But I think you are right. The positive peer pressure could start to weigh in. Kyrie obviously missed playing. We'll see. It's up to him.
We're going to say love pressure, Stephanie, not peer pressure. We're going to say positive love pressure.
I can go with that. Look at this, gentlemen.
That was peer pressure.
When you look at the big board.
Kyrie, 3 times, Kyrie. I mean, Sam.
What's James Brown's song? Please, please, please.
All gold bars.
Don't know that.
9 finals. We're going to have final score. Kings win it 125-116. LeBron James leading all scorers in the game with 34 points. It is his 12th consecutive game of 25 or more. 7 boards and 6 assists to go with it, guys, but not enough.
No, not enough at all. I mean, they came back, but it was too late. Got it to close. But before they even got it to close, they weren't in this game. And for me, and you can give that type of energy at the end of ball games. This is a young team other than maybe LeBron that's out on the floor now. I don't see the sense of urgency into end of games for the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's the one point I look at. I mean, some of these young guys, Malik Monk is playing well, but the other guys, I got to see, if I'm the coaching staff, I got to see people flying around, playing extremely
defensively,
hard.
You're saying, because the urgency has to come on the defensive end.
Not offense.
But the Lakers can't play like this with Russ. Russ was 2 for 14. He only had 1 turnover. And I think he's letting all this talk about his turnovers get into his head. He wasn't aggressive last few games. They can't win games. Look, I know he needs to cut down the turnover. But Russ playing the way he's playing, they can't win. And he can't play this way. 2 for 14, 38 minutes. I mean, normally in 38 minutes, Russ fill up the stat sheet. He's had rabbit ears. He's been listening to too much chatter. At the end of the day, you are a Hall of Famer. You've done something no one else has ever done, average a triple-double, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 or 5 times. I keep forgetting. If you're going to fall on your sword, go down the way you go down, right? He can't play this way. He's playing too conservative. He's got to let it go. Look, when you have Russ, you're going to have to live with a few turnovers.
But I also think...
But he can't play this way.
Your point is, and I know you would do this, let him still be aggressive.
Yeah.
But I'm posting him up.
Yes, just alter it a little bit. You've been saying that all year.
And I'm saying, I'm going to you, Russ, and get me buckets, get me assists, get me rebounds when you miss it.
How many point guards can guard him 10 feet in? None.
Not a lot.
He's too physical. And guess what else happens, to your point? If you trap him, he's a point guard. He can pass out double team, and he's 6'4".
Right. He can see
I agree with
pass
Smitty,
too.
man. Because he can't play this way.
No.
38 minutes in this production because he's trying too hard not to turn the ball over. He's thinking he's not playing and reacting.
And I think down in the post is 2 things. He won't turn it over as much. It's harder. I think also it collapses the defense.
Yeah.
You want to collapse the defense, whether it's off the bounce. You want to get the ball in the paint for easier 3-point shots. And then I think it keeps him engaged. When we slow down and we don't run and get a layup in early offense or a break, I'm throwing it to you in the post every other trip and let you play out of the post.
Man, put Reeves in the corner, put LeBron at the top, let Malik Monk enter the ball to him off of a UCLA cut down the post. Who you going to trap with? Now I got my 3 best 3-point shooters standing out there spotted up and put Dwight Howard on the backside in case you come to clean up on the offensive glass. Now let's go play basketball. I would play with that type of team playing that way. See, it's not the players, to Smitty's point. It's how you're using them, right? You can't use this team a traditional way. Russ can't play that way, not with this group. You got to figure another way to use him and let him be effective. But this way, he can't play this way. He's thinking too much.
We will see what happens as they continue to evolve. Meanwhile, on the other end of that, with the Kings, they played well. They won this game. We're going to have a chance to hear from their backcourt because they stopped to chat after the game. Let's listen.
All right, De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton joining us right now. Victorious night, guys, here at Golden One. What does it mean, first of all, to snap that?